Hello everybody, welcome back once again to the Final Fantasy VII walkthrough. We are in the Shinra headquarters and making our way up the, I don't know what this is, like a service elevator, I guess. And, alright, so I gotta be honest here, this part of the game absolutely makes no freaking sense to me at all. So you've got Eris, someone who has been, or the Shinra has been searching for her, knowing that she's an ancient for years, like literally years. And apparently now that Shinra has them, Hojo sticks her into this sample pen thing, and with the idea that one of these endangered species apparently is going to kill the other. So you can see here from Hojo's dialogue. What do you think you're doing? Lending a helping hand to an endangered species. What? If we don't help, all of these animals will disappear? Makes no sense to me whatsoever. Maybe someone can drop me a hint and make sense of that, but again, doesn't make any sense to me. I would assume that Eris, after searching for her for however many years, is a high-valued target. And just knowing what I know about the game and essentially why they wanted her in the first place, this just makes no sense. So again, I don't know. Maybe there was some sort of translation issue. I don't know. But I can't make it make sense in my head. So anyways, we'll find out here in a second that this animal's name is Red. I believe Hojo calls him Red 13, which is obviously not his real name, but I'm just going to leave it as that because I'm a big fan of the default name. So anyways, alright, so apparently he's going to help us out with another monster that's coming up the lift. Before you start this, I should have brought this up a little bit sooner, but before you start this, don't make the same mistake I did here. I actually didn't have anyone equipped with a restore materia, and that would have helped out a lot, because there's a lot of damage going out in this battle, and you'll notice here I end up doing a bit of healing with just potions, and man, it's really difficult even at this point in the game. I mean, granted, we're still towards the beginning of the game, but even that being said, it's extremely difficult to keep up with the damage output of all these enemies with just potions. And then another thing here, don't fight these little guys, these little things. There's no reason for that. You'll notice here this boss uses Rihanna magic, and that just restores the little enemies, so pretty much a waste of time to even bother. Now, that being said, I believe the boss is weak to fire, so Red has that advantage where he's already equipped with a fire materia. And then on top of that, I actually did buy one earlier on in the game, so that kind of came in handy here. So at a certain point here, we'll notice that obviously Tifa's getting a little bit low on health, and so it's not a bad idea to actually, to be honest, she should have been healing herself and healing really anybody that was getting hurt, because the boss is in the back row, and the back row basically works the same way that it does for your characters, in that anything in the back row is going to take less damage from physical attacks. And so if you notice there, Cloud, I think Cloud did like 13 damage there, I think. That was, I don't know, maybe I missed that, but that was incredibly weak, obviously. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe I just saw one of my characters flash with their, with the poison damage. And then on top of that, so obviously you notice here my characters are poisoned, or at least two of them are. I would say, if you've got antidotes, you could use them, but I believe the boss will use its attack that poisons your character more than once. So you may find that you remove the poison only to have the boss just reapply it anyway. So whether or not that's useful, completely your call, I guess. And then on top of that, so if you notice here too, so I'm gonna point out one thing about Tifa. She's actually one of my favorite characters in the game, but the one glaring probably disadvantage in this specific fight. Now it's not going to be for many. Yeah, it's not a weakness that you're going to have to worry about all that much. But you can't target enemies with her limit breaks. She just randomly picks targets. Now, there may even be something that helps her decide targets. I don't know. I just assume it's completely random. But that can be a disadvantage, especially for fights like the last one there, where we wanted to target specifically the enemy in the back, and unfortunately just were not able to. Now here I'm going to kind of cruise around in the menus and switch up my party setup. I was not I didn't want Red in my party. He's not a bad character, but I really prefer Aeris at this point in the game. Her limit breaks are really just too good to pass up, in my opinion. So let's get our materia sorted here. The cool thing, and I don't know if I mentioned this earlier or in one of the other videos or not, I'm not sure, but one of the cool things about the materia is that you can swap it around without having to like bring in that character and like physically remove, or bring them into the current party and then remove it. So that's a pretty good perk to the materia system, I would say. And all right, so let's get this all sorted out, right? That looks all right. So again, you don't, unfortunately though, for equipment, on the other hand, you actually do have to have them in your current party. So in this instance, I didn't have enough carbon bangles because I believe Barrett's equipped with my third one, and so unfortunately, he's got it stuck on him, and I'm not able to pull it off of him in order to put it on someone else. Though I guess I probably could have at that point, to be honest. Just because of the way that menu works, I think I could have anyway. I'm not sure. I feel like that was a possibility. So, long story short, I could have possibly, but I went with. Actually, I think I just left it on him and then decided to steal another one. I believe that's in one of the battles that's coming up now. Here, this door is locked, so we can't get through here, and I forgot that the character up on the catwalk actually has the key card, and so we will need to grab that from him. I hate these things. I don't know why. At certain points in the battle, you'll swing at them and you just won't do any damage, so I think it's something to do with the timing. Like if you notice there, if you can see the hands are small and then they get really big. And I feel like once they're really... No, that doesn't make any sense. I thought maybe once they were small, when you hit them when the hand is small, it's a 0, but that doesn't seem like that's the case. Just after watching the battle here unfold. Maybe it's a certain number of hits, I don't know. There's another 0. Again, no idea. Annoying, though. Annoying enough to complain about it. Oh, that's interesting. It looks like they have different machine guns, too, that pop out of the floor. Wow, and I'm apparently missing a lot, too. How do you miss something like this? Come on, it's massive. Oh, RPG rules. Alright, anyways. Let's go get our key card. Give me that, give me that. Here, take this card to the 68th floor. Would I give this to you if you were, or if I was an enemy? I don't know, maybe. if you were scared enough, sure. I mean, we are pretty imposing. Okay, oh my gosh, this is so many. So many dudes. Alright, by the way, alright, so for this battle, I'm super annoyed here with Windows Movie Maker. So I use Windows Movie Maker for making my videos. And for whatever reason, every once in a while, I'll come across a set of footage here where when I try to edit out and I try to cut portions of the video, it completely screws up, and I don't even know how to describe it. It absolutely makes no sense to me, but I'll make a cut in the video, and then like entire portions of the video will disappear, my commentary will disappear. It makes no sense. But anyways, long story short here, my what I wanted to do was cut out a lot of these failed steal attempts, but because of that issue, I was not able to essentially cut them out without losing everything. So unfortunately, you're going to have to sit through my failed steal attempts here and listen to me whine. But that is unfortunately that, I guess. I try to cut some of the stuff out because, I mean, to be honest, this isn't adding anything in terms of for playthrough purposes, other than the fact that you can see how unlucky I am. My most recent playthrough, I actually had a huge issue trying to steal the hard edge from the soldier thirds. Now, the cool thing about them, though, is a lot of times the soldier thirds will just completely waste their turns because I think they're trying to use MP on a skill when they don't have MP anymore. So again, that can be that's kind of nice. I guess that's one nice thing about fighting them. The moth slashers here, though, however, do not have that issue, and they'll just keep pounding you turn after turn. Now, that being said, though, one kind of cool trick that I learned after kind of failing at it for a long time is actually if you have the cover materia equipped on somebody that's defending, I believe they'll take less damage. Whereas unfortunately for me, here my thief obviously is Tifa, and she also has the cover materia equipped. So you'll notice that unfortunately she gets slammed constantly here and takes a bunch of extra. Now in the long run, does it really matter? No. I did just fine. And then on top of that, I had the restore materia equipped on Eris. So, anytime she got too low here, like you'll see, it's easy enough to just use Cure. And then actually one more thing, and I don't think I had done it quite yet. No, it doesn't look like it. But in your options or in your configure menu, there's an option that I think it's there's the Carbon Bangle finally. So let's get rid of this guy. But there's an option down about midway through, I guess, and I think the heading is called Cursor. And the initial option is, I think it's actually initial is the name of the option. And then the second option is memory. And what that means is that anytime a character's turn comes up in battle, initial means that your cursor will always start at attack, and that that will persist throughout the entire battle. Now, if you select memory instead in that configure menu, your cursor will start out. So let's just say in this instance here, I used the steal command with Tifa. The next time Tifa's turn comes around, the cursor will not start at attack. It'll actually start on steal. So that can actually be a little bit useful. It's not gonna make or break your game, to be honest, but it's kind of one of those nice little convenience options, I guess. And so eventually I turn that on. Now here I'm actually supposed to go down to the 66th floor apparently to use the elevator, so let's head on out. And it might not be a bad idea to save at this point, and this point, I believe, once you step into the elevator, I'm fairly certain that this is I'm going to call it the point of no return. And so from this point on, the enemies change in the HQ, or the headquarters here. And you will not be able to obtain carbon bangles as well as hard edges. So make sure you have both of those items, if you want them, before you step into the elevator. Because if you notice here, the Turks have taken us prisoner. And we will have a little bit of dialogue here. You all got caught too? Yeah, I mean, that is kind of funny or interesting. So there's 5 of us running around, and there's only 3 Turks here, I think. Maybe 2. I only saw actually 2. I saw, what was it, Rude, as well as Seng. So I don't know. Seems unlikely that we would all get caught, but and without a fight. I mean, whatever. It is what it is. All right, so here the president is talking about the Cetra. I think that's, I don't know. I say Cetra. Maybe it's Ketra. I'm not really sure. But all right, so the ancients will show us the promised land, which we don't really have a whole lot of info on, other than apparently it's some sort of fertile land. I believe actually they did bring this up a little bit earlier. There it is. The land is fertile. Okay. Right as I'm saying it. Okay, so yeah, and so the president says, you know, there's got to be Mako there, which is essentially their reasoning for seeking it out. And that is where Neo Midgar will be built. Okay, so they want to build apparently another city in the promised land. Yeah, nothing like making a beautiful place ugly by building a city, right? Yeah, let's do that. Got a lot I want to say to you. So Barrett's got a bone to pick, but Rude isn't having anything, or he's not having that. Need something else. Talk to my secretary. Okay. Who's the secretary? Is it Rude? Seng? I don't know. Alright, so anyways, they throw us in the jail cells here. And I don't know if it matters actually what you say to Tifa there. Probably not. Maybe love points for all I know. I'm not sure. And then here I usually just speak to the different characters. There's some dialogue here. You know, really just talking about our current predicament, I guess. Cloud would come for me. Alright. One date, right? So I assume not knowing that Tifa was in the cell as well. Excuse me. I feel like there might be a little jealousy going on here. Is that... Maybe I'm sensing that? I don't know. I shouldn't assume, though, being that I know nothing about women. And there's plenty that can confirm that. Alright. So anyways, alright. So Tifa's asking about the promised land here and whether or not it actually exists. And here, Eris is explaining, you know, that she can hear the spirits, I think, of the planet. Excuse me. Alright. Apparently she can still hear her mother's voice. That's pretty interesting, actually. Now here, if you just want to continue on, you can say, let's just get some sleep. Otherwise, you can speak with Barrett and Red here. Now, they really don't have a whole lot to say. Nor do I find it all that interesting, but... I guess it's fun enough to check out what they've got to say. And I mean, let's be honest, it's an RPG, so it's kind of nice to do a little bit of character development here and there. And here he's asking Red what he thinks about everything, and Red's kind of like, whatever. You're so damn boring. Which, by the way, Red can talk. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier or not, but I find that kind of interesting. Grandpa! Gramps? What? What's so funny? Okay, apparently that's all Red has. That's super lame. Alright, anyways, let's get some sleep. Let's do that. I do like that Shinra doesn't seem to have a problem with co-ed prison cells. Although, I don't know. Cloud and Tifa are the only ones that that applies to, apparently. And I don't know, maybe that doesn't really make that much sense, though, either. I mean, why would Cloud get stuck in with Tifa there? There's only one bed. I mean, unless they're suggesting something, I don't know. Alright, anyways, the door is open and the guard is knocked out, which seems a little odd, or very odd. Tifa, wake up. What's wrong? Oh, I don't know. Alright, let's have a look. Let's go have a look-see. The doors are still locked here. I wonder what happened. Should have the key on him. Alright, so now that we've got the key, this is kind of eerie. Just like the lake. God, I'm lame. Alright. Let's get the animals and the guys with gun arms on out as well. Okay. Ooh, excuse me. No human could have done. Really? What? I don't know. All right, go on ahead and he'll take care of the Shinra. All right. Deal. Can we go yet? What is the deal? Okay, there we go. Alright, so let's follow Red now. Alright, like I said earlier, the enemies from this point on will be a little bit different. And more lame, I would say. Ooh, and I think this might poison. Yep. Super lame. Alright. Anyways, alright, so what are we going to do? I think I'm just going to head over to the save point and cut the commentary. We're kind of hitting the target time here. So anyways, as always, I hope this guide was helpful. And I hope you join me for more videos. Thanks for watching.